In the last episode, we opened up a gap between us and the chasing pack here in the Vanarama National League. Have we managed to maintain that lead? And also, will we be able to open it up even further in today's episode? Let's go and find out. Hello and welcome to episode 55 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games as usual. And first up, it's a Vanarama National League Match Day 30 against Chelmsford City. And then we face the might of our local rivals, Yeovil Town, in the Vanarama National League Match Day 31. Two Vanarama National League matches today, which should hopefully see us open a little bit of a bigger gap at the top of the table. We will come to that in a moment, but we do have some other news for you. I think we did tell you that we had sold Tom Solanke in the last episode. There he is. Tom Solanke's gone to Bradford City. So we've moved him on. He wanted to go. We've let him go, but we have replaced him, not with the first choice replacement, but with a second replacement. Callum Hewlett is our replacement, coming in on loan from Bristol City for the rest of the season. And he joins us. And actually, if you do a comparison with Tom Solanke, this is how he stacks up. He's a little bit shorter. In fact, he's quite a lot shorter, 5'4", whereas Tom Solanke was 6'1". But his mentals are better, technicals are better, his vision is better, his speed is better, and his physical is better. He's just as good at defending, nowhere near good as aerial. I wonder why that is. Something to do with the height, I'm guessing. And he's not quite so good on the attacking, but he's young enough to actually improve, shall we say. So I think he will come through the force. So we'll see how we get on with him. 20 years old, and he's not made a senior debut yet, but I get a distinct feeling he could well be making a debut for us in today's episode. So watch out for that one. Since you were last with us, we have played one game, that game against Torquay United. It was a 0-0 bore draw, and we should have won it, really. This is a bit concerning. 12 shots, only 3 on target. As you know, I like to have 50% there. 1.57 on the XG, 54% of the possession. They have 5 shots, 3 on target, over their 50%, 0.51 and 46% of the possession. 0-0, and I think we're lucky that we got away with a 0-0. You could say that Magnus Norman, in the goal for Torquay United, kept us out. Those 3 chances he did actually have to make saves for. So I suppose in some ways we were a bit unlucky. As you see, first half we were quite rampant. They had about 10 minutes of the game. Second half we only had about 10 minutes of the game. So we were lucky. Should have put them in the back pocket, and we didn't. So that is what's happened there. So how does it leave the table looking going into today's games? Well, we are still top, and by virtue of the fact that Halifax Town, if we go in here and go back, here we go, Halifax Town lost 1-0 to today's first opponents, Chelmsford City. Let's not hope that doesn't happen to us. We go back in here now. Means that they lost, we drew, so we gained an extra point on them, which means we are now 8 points clear of them at the top of the table. We are on 66 points. Halifax Town are second on 58. Then come Oldham Athletic, who are third on 54. Chester fourth on 54. They do have a game in hand over everybody else, though, and Chester dropped away a little bit, and they've started to make a bit of a comeback. Hartlepool are fifth on 49. Bromley sixth on 48. And Yeovil Town seventh on 46, just outside the playoff places at the moment. Scunthorpe on 45, but with a game in hand, York City They are on 44. Down at the bottom, Chelmsford City, Aldershot Town, Gateshead and Guiseley in the drop zone at the moment. But I think that it's pretty much, because there's only 6 points between there and there, so I would go as far as saying Altrincham, Eastleigh, Southend, Rochdale and Torquay United could drop into that mix if they're not careful, especially Eastleigh, who are on a 5-match losing run. So they are dropping down the table quite rapidly. In fact, let's have a quick look at past positions, because we did say Chester had, in fact, they've not. They've come back up and stayed in third for quite a while now. But as you see, they did drop away a little bit and then have climbed themselves back up and have stuck there in third place. Eastleigh, we see their drop. Yeah. Topped out back in game, whatever it was, 6 in 7th place, and now down to a poor 17th place, dropping 10 places in that time. A quick look at how we've done in that time. As you'll see, got ourselves on top, and at the moment we're managing to stay there. Let's hope it's a long-term thing. Right. I don't know that there's too much else to tell you. We'll have a quick look at the medical centre. No injuries in the medical centre. We're all good and dandy as far as that's concerned. Quick look at the finances. We have tweaked with the finances a little bit. We've reduced the transfer budget down to 0. Put it all into the wage pot, because I think we've got about a £500 gap there. And I think, or £400 gap. We might need just one more player to finish off this season and make sure that we get promoted. Of course, promotion is a necessity. We don't really want to go through that playoff malarkey once again. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with the games. Chelmsford City are first up. Last time we played them, we beat them 2-1. Akinwale, the score of their goal. Armitage had scored after 13 minutes. Bolton had been sent off, but Nzingo, a minute into the injury time at the end of the game, managed to seal the win for us. A tight affair. It's always been a little bit tight. We played them 4 times in the National League South, beating them once, drawing with them twice and losing to them once again at the Bob Lucas. So we've beaten them once and lost to them once at the Bob Lucas. It'd be nice to make that 2-1 if we can. And that's what we've got to set out to do today. And if you enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far. And also you can follow me on this channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. That's how to do it. Right, let's get into it then. Let's have a look at the team that will face Chelmsford City in this Vanarama National League Match Day 30. And this is the team that faces Chelmsford City in this Vanarama National League match. Ronan goal, Candlish, Blythe, Grante and Holman our defensive line. Braley, Morris and our new boy Hewlett in midfield. Abdul Malik sits behind Peters and Wareham up front. It's Armitage, Linton, Lorenzo and Jones, Nzingo and James Jones on the bench. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas. We've only won 2 of our last 5, drawn the other 3, which is a bit of a worry. Are we losing a bit of steam? Chelmsford City have won 2 of their last 5, lost the other 3. They're playing a flat back 3 today with 2 wing backs. We are top on 66, 8 points clear of Halifax Town. Chelmsford are down in 21st. First highlight of the first half, 35 minutes. Braley, Morris, and it's gone over the top. Just that one highlight in that first half. A bit of a damp squib. Such Chelmsford City, nothing. No shots, nothing on target. 58% of the possession, though. We've had 3 shots, just that one on target, 0.25, and 42% of the possession. Story of how we are at the minute, and we need to keep going if we're going to forge that a bit of daylight at the top of the table. With 56 minutes on the clock, making one change, James Jones comes on and replaces Jaden Wehrman. 60 minutes on the clock. Hunt with a throw in to Sion. Back to Hunt. And Hewlett steps in. First time we've seen him on the ball. He's got that ball out. Oh, poor ball. Looking for Jones. Didn't find him. Holman is there to tidy up. That ball pumped forward. Nobody in that. Holman chips one over the top. Looking for Jones. Jones who's come on as substitute. He's hit the side post. And it was a good shot. And with 65 on the clock, making one more change. Josiah Linton comes on. Kevin Cannelish, not having a good day, has come off. Watson with a throw-in. 75 on the clock. Lloyd. Cargill. We looked a bit unlike not scoring of late, and it's a bit of a worry. Linton picks that ball up. He's got it out to Jones. Jones in deep position at the moment. Holman. Jones goes running forward. Holman on the overlap. Holman holds the ball up. He's got Briley inside him. Briley across to Linton. Linton has a shot. He's beaten the goalkeeper. His first goal of the season, and Josiah Linton, who's come on as substitute, gives us the lead after 77. That's a bit more like it. Yeovil Town beating Halifax Town by 2-0. Our second opponents of the episode. And Josiah Linton, lovely shot. Free kick, Braley with a free kick. 82 on the clock now. Braley has a go from distance, but it's high and wide. And with 83 minutes on the clock, making our final change of the afternoon, Abdul Malik moves up into the striker role alongside James Jones. And we have brought off Amika Peters and replaced him with Glory Nzingo. No more highlights in this one. And to be fair, what looked like we weren't going to achieve at times during that match, but we have managed to get past them again. 12 shots, only 3 on target. We need to be a bit more ferocious than we have been. Otherwise, come up against some of the big sides, having played the couple of the teams near the bottom, we are going to struggle. Yeovil Town is going to be a real test unless we can snap out of this very, very quickly. 12 shots, 3 on target, 0.78, 41% of the possession. Chelmsford City, 3 shots, 2 on target, 0.09 and 59% of the possession. We had most of that second half, and I suppose we're most likely to be the eventual winners. But it was a hard-fought struggle in the end. And I think Harrison Roan kept us in it at times. And Josiah Linton getting a player of the match, a key pass and a goal to boot. The winning goal from Josiah Linton, giving us a 1-0 win over Chelmsford City. 3 more points on the board. And with Halifax losing last time we looked, let's have a look and see how that leaves us in the table. Well, there we go. A 1-0 win over Chelmsford City. And we remain in top place ahead of Halifax Town, who lost in the end 2-1. Managing to get a consolation goal 5 minutes into injury time to make it look a little bit closer than it was. But it does mean that we have an 11-point advantage now over Halifax Town. A 12-point advantage over Oldham Athletic. Chester are in fourth, having beaten Torquay United by 3-1. Having said that, they do have a game in hand, and if they were to win that game in hand, would be on 60 points. So our advantage at the top is technically only 9 points as it currently stands. Chester, who were up there earlier in the season, dropped away and seem to be finding a bit of form again right now. Hartlepool are in fifth on 52, having beaten Eastleigh 6-3 in today's round of matches. Yeovil Town, of course, beating Halifax Town by 2-1. They are in sixth on 49 points. Bromley are dropped to seventh after they lost 1-0 to Aldershot Town on 48 points. Then just outside of the playoff places, Fylde are in eighth on 45 points. They beat Solihull Moors by 2-0. And Scunthorpe United, they are ninth on 45. I'm presuming they lost today. Scunthorpe, they did 2-0 to Oldham Athletic. Chelmsford, Aldershot Town, Gateshead and Guiseley still in that drop zone, will be Torquay United standing on the trapdoor. And I think it's pretty much Eastleigh, Rochdale, Southend, Torquay and Chelmsford are the teams that are in danger, and possibly even Altrincham, in that mix at the bottom. Obviously, as we get closer towards the end of the season, it will become apparent who's in danger and who's not. Right. With all said and done, we have 5 days down to the game against Yeovil. And match day 31 here in the Vanarama National League at Hewish Park. It's got a different kettle of fish altogether, and we need to pick up a little bit of form because we're hitting a little bit of a wobbly patch, albeit it doesn't look like it on here. But if you look at goals scored, it was a 1-1 in the FA Trophy, a 1-0 in the game against Halifax, 0-0 against Torquay, 1-0 against Chelmsford. We need to be picking up a little bit of form again. Scoring goals would be rather nice. A Rochdale 4-1 must be in the sphere somewhere. And let's hope it's not too long before we hit that bit of form. We'll be back just ahead of the game against Yeovil. Well, before anything else happens, we are playing on Sunday in this round of matches. And the Saturday games, all the other teams played on Saturday. We're playing against Weymouth Yeovil Town on Sunday. And as you'll see, those round of matches have made a difference because Halifax Town now are just 8 points behind us. They've played a game more than us. Oldham Athletic, they have, what have they done today? I can't see their score for love nor money at the minute. Oldham Athletic beat Eastleigh 3-2. So they are in third on 60 points, 9 points behind us. Chester have still will have that game in hand, but they've won that what was a game in hand, 2-1 against Guiseley, which means they are just 9 points behind us as it stands. And then the other scores, which are to our disadvantage: Halifax Town beating Gateshead 3-0. Hartlepool have beaten Altrincham 2-1. Bromley, they played against Rochdale, beat them 2-0. So everybody at the top pretty much winning as it is. Yeovil and us can't win. One of us is going to win, one of us isn't. So we need to keep that up and get a result against Yeovil Town in order to keep that gap at the top there. And a win would mean that we remain 11 points clear of Halifax Town at the top, which is what we really want as it is. So Yeovil Town, arch rivals, of course, local rivals, only beaten them once so far this series. In fact, it was in the last match. Abdul Malik from the penalty spot after 86 minutes. Previous to that, we've drawn with them twice and lost to them 3 times. A loss at Hewish and a draw at Hewish so far. So we've never beaten them at Hewish. In fact, we haven't beaten them at Bomb Lucas until this season. So we need to go and get that win today in order to keep our sort of title automatic promotion chances alive. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Yeovil Town. And here we are at Yeovil Town, the Hewish, and we are facing the local side that is our rivals, because Yeovil and Weymouth aren't too far away. If you're in the southwest, you have to go past Yeovil pretty much to go down to Weymouth. So they are the nearest local team, really, in big boys' clothes anyway. So this is the team that faces Yeovil in this Vanarama National League Match Day 31. Roan continues in goal. Linton, Armitage, Grante and Holman making up our defensive line. Hewlett, Bolton and Braley are our midfield. Nzingo is behind Jones and Wareham up front. And then on the bench, and I'm just going to make one change to the bench. Actually, I've just realised we're going to move Elfie Prescott into there. So it's a Blythe, Prescott, Lorenzen Jones, Abdul Malik and Cam Cooper make up the bench. And here we are at Hewish Park. They've won 2 of their last 5, drawn 2 and lost 1, playing a 4-2-3-1 today. And we've won 2 of our last 5 matches, drawn the other 3, playing our usual formation. We are top. First on 69 points. Yeovil are 7th on 49 points. We get our first highlight on 14 minutes. Garante with a free kick to Braley. Braley over the top to Nzingo. Nzingo! What's he going to do with this? He cuts it back, and I think it's Wareham, and I'm not sure if it was a save or hit the post. We'll see now. Braley. Braley over the top, Nzingo. Nzingo brings it into control. He nearly lost it. All got it back. Oh, he hit the post. 44 minutes, nearly 45 minutes on the clock, and Holman's going to get sent off again. That's the second time in recent times he's got sent off, and dearie me, that'll be a 3-match ban because he's gone straight off and then leaves us in limbo once again. Question is who we take off. We don't want to take Nzingo off. I'm thinking Nzingo can drop back into there for now. So I'm thinking we might take Hewlett off. Callum Hewlett can come off. We'll bring Alfie Prescott on in that back row. And Alfie Prescott can drop in there. There we go. So that's our reset formation then. Holman getting sent off just before half-time, which isn't good. And that's how we're going to set up. Looks like how we'll set up for the second half as well. East with the throw-in on that far side. All crossed for McMahon. And we don't want to lose. Oof. I think Roan saved that. It was shot low down. And it's gone over the top. Bolton is injured now. Pebble swings it in. It's headed clear by Garante. And Nzingo firing it well clear. Out of danger. And McMahon given too much space here, and Roan gets a hand to it. No more highlights in that first half. And Yeovil, a bit topsy-turvy, got back into it towards the end of that half. We could do without being down to 10 men. And Holman getting sent off for the second time in recent times as well. Not good. 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.54, 56% of the possession. They've had 5 shots, 2 of which have been on target, 0.54 and 44% of the possession. Pretty even, and the scores are even at half-time as well. Benjani Jr. First highlight, 65 minutes in this second half, and they made all 3 changes at half-time. And question of waving arms for offside there, I think. Wasn't given. Lutz McMahon's put it away. And we go a goal behind on 66 minutes. And, well, down to 10 men. It's a long way back. Garante with his arm up. But that ball back in. Lutz heading it. Falls nicely for McMahon. And he swivels it into the back of the net. And with 66 minutes on the clock, having just conceded that goal, we've made one further change. Cam Cooper is on for Jaden Wareham, who's really, he's just not doing it for us at all, is he? I think we're going to try and move him on in the summer, regardless of what we want to do, unless he can really come good in pre-season or whatever. But either way, Jaden Wareham is off. Cam Cooper is on. Cam Cooper, save the day. Rarely with a free kick. 67 on the clock now. Swung in. Jones! And that was very spectacular. And with 78 minutes on the clock, we are making our final change. We have taken off James Jones, who, despite that very acrobatic kick that should have hit the back of the net, really, we've brought on Abdul Malik in the attacking role alongside Cooper, playing as that false 9, scored a couple of goals in recent games. Let's see if he can go and do it today. Ely Byrne with a throw-in on that far side. Lutz. And we go a second goal behind. We are in trouble. Oh, headed on, missed. Pebble. Back, pulls it back. He's saved. Lutz is having another go. It's cleared upfield, and we've managed to survive the onslaught. Pebble. holding this ball up, and it was fired, and Rome making a good save again. He's had a good day. They have a corner now. Pebble with a corner. It's an outswinger. Bolton heads it on, and it's gone wide. And just to add injury to insult, Josiah Linton has picked up an injury. He's got a potential foot injury. And, wow, 98th minute of 7 added on. And, nothing we can do about that. We're just going to have to confirm. And it's all over. We've lost. We have lost. And not helped by the fact we were down to 10 men. Jack Holman getting sent off after 45 minutes. Never really in it. 7 shots, 2 on target, 0.82, 51% of the possession. They had 13 shots, 8 on target, 1.72, and 49% of the possession. The McMahon goal after 66 killed us off, but Harrison Roan having a good game in goal, but it was McMahon that gets player of the match. Well, first of all, the good news, Josiah Linton is only out for 2 to 3 days, got a bruised ankle. So he's only a short-term injury at the end there. Holman picking up a too-much ban for a straight. Sending off, of course, and I think that's going to be extended without any question whatsoever. I've not seen them not extended so far, so I think that will happen. We're not going to appeal against it. Well, yeah, that's not good, is it? And our 26-match unbeaten run in the National League has gone by the by, and we've lost for the first time. In fact, we've lost for the first time since losing to Rochdale way back in August. That's the last time we lost. We've only lost twice in the National League all season. Let's hope we can turn this back on its head. And I guess it's been coming, as I've said before. We've started not to be scoring goals, and when you're not scoring goals, they're going to bite you. And especially a team like Yeovil Town will come and get you along the way. Let's have a look at the day's fixtures. There's only one fixture, of course, in all of today. That was the game against Weymouth. All the others are played on Saturday. The table remains like this then. Chester still have that game in hand. They are playing midweek, I notice. They are playing Boston United. So we'll come back at the start of the next episode, find out how they get on, because that will make a difference in that one. And if they win that game, the lead will be down to just 6 points at the top. 6 points, 6 points. We've lost a bit of games. Still 8 points at the moment over Halifax Town. It would have been nice to have opened that up to a good 12 points. Oldham Athletic are third on 60. Chester fourth also on 60, but as I say, game in hand. Hartlepool are fifth on 55. Yeovil Town move up into sixth on 52 now. And Bromley are 7th on 51. They have a game in hand as well. So Yeovil could drop back down there. Scunthorpe just outside the playoffs on 48. And Fylde 9th on 45 along with Barnet. In fact, 3 teams from York City also on 45 there. Chelmsford City managing to pull themselves out of that relegation zone by virtue of Torquay United. So Torquay United dropping in there with Aldershot, Gateshead and Guiseley. Chelmsford pulling themselves clear, at least for now. And that is how it's going to be. Right, we're going to come back pretty much straight away. We got an FA Trophy 5th round. Can we go further in this competition than we have done before? I think we got to the 5th round last year. We did. Got knocked out in the 5th round by today's opponents, Yeovil Town. Yes, so it'd be nice to get further than we've ever done before. I think it goes to quarter-final after the 5th round. So 5th round goes to quarter-final. We'll see how we get on. So we're going to come back for York City, 5th round FA Trophy. And our only opportunity of some silverware, apart from potentially winning the National League, of course. And we then have a National League match day 32 against Gateshead, where we must get back to winning ways at home. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series. And, of course, you can just keep up to date with all that's going on by hitting that subscribe button. It will keep you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series, which is coming to a conclusion very soon, Irons in the Fire. and it'll let you know when they are released. New episodes bottom to the top, released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 56. It's out on Friday. Until then, have yourselves a great week. Bye-bye.